Hi, you guys. I am filming from my house today. I'm still technically quarantined or self-isolating for this week, even though I'm not sick. I was just around someone who was, so just being super careful. But anyway, I got on our course homepage today and I was assessing the work that you guys did for Sweet Home Alabama. And I went and looked at the class average grade area in my grade book, and y'all can't see that. It's just for the instructor. You should be able to see what your final average is on the grade book, but I can see like the class average. And I was really disappointed because I saw that our class average is a 78, which is lower than what I would expect and lower than what it usually is when I teach this class. So I was kind of confused and I started looking at some individual final grades and I realized that there is a large number of people who are not passing the class right now, and we are 5 weeks in. And that is very alarming to me as an instructor that we have as many people as we do who are not passing. I do think that the dual modality has been confusing for some of you, so I want to talk about it for a second. So I see some people coming to class, and then those same people sometimes don't complete the online work. I want to reemphasize that attending class this semester for our class is optional. There's no credit that you receive from attending the class. That's all supplemental in some way. Where you receive credit for this class, where you get your grade, is your performance on the online work. We've talked about that from the beginning, and I know that that might be just kind of a weird situation to you because maybe in high school, if you attended your classes, you just automatically passed them, but that's not the way this class works, especially with the pandemic and the dual modality. So that's one issue, one set of issues, that some people are attending and then they're not doing the online work. There's another group of people who are not attending and who are also not doing the online work, so not doing either of the things. And so that's what's most concerning to me, actually, is the group of people, and it's a large number of people who are just not participating in the class at all. There are some of you who are doing great, but it's actually more people doing poorly than there are people doing great, which is not good. So I'm taking a step back from our course content, and I actually have already changed our schedule. I want to make this class accessible to you, meaning I want you to feel empowered to complete the work. And I thought maybe if we scale back a little bit on what's coming up, then it could help us all get back on track. So I'm going to change my screen here so you can see our new schedule and see if maybe this looks like something we could all latch onto to do a better job moving forward. We still have 10 weeks left of the semester, I think, something like that. So we're about a third of the way in. So there's still hope for those of us who are sitting in a really bad territory of a final grade right now. So I'm going to change my screen really quick so you can see the homepage. So I want to remind you that when you click syllabus here, you are going to be brought to our class schedule if you scroll down, and you're going to see that there's been some changes. So here's the first big change. So for this week, I'm not assigning any new work this week. So if you've done everything for the class so far, you're on track, you actually kind of get a little break. But for those of us who have not, you'll see here that I am going to reopen all the discussion boards and all the quizzes and allow you to make up work that you've missed. Now let me say this. A makeup assignment is not going to get the same grade as someone who did the work on time. So there will be late fees or late penalties on these makeup assignments. However, sorry, my oven's beeping. It is in your best interest to still go ahead and do this work for a makeup grade, because sitting on all these zeros is going to be hard to recover from. But sitting on a grade that's a little bit lower than it might have been if you had turned it in on time is still going to put you within the passing range of the class, maybe even in the B range of the class, maybe even in the A range, depending on how you do throughout the rest of the semester. So this week, no new work. You have the option to make up the things that you've missed. And here's how it's going to happen. If you do complete any makeup work, by next Wednesday. You have got to email me and tell me what you did, because I will miss it. I won't get notified, and it'll just random things will be popping in different boxes, and I need to know what you turned into me. So you will send me an email that looks something like, my name is such and such, and I'm in this class for my makeup work I completed, and then you're going to list specifically what you made up in an email to me. So that has to be done, and the email needs to be sent to me by next Wednesday at 11:59. Now, some of you who are working ahead may be like, wait, I already watched Queer Eye, which is what the schedule originally said. Don't worry, because we are still watching that a little bit later in the semester. In a couple weeks. So the beginning of October, we're going to watch that. So don't worry, you did not waste your time. I did cut some of the other readings, though. I cut the film that I had in place, and I cut at least one other reading, maybe two, that I had assigned. I just pulled it off the schedule because I think we're having a hard time keeping up with the way things are. So I want to slow it way down and give you a chance to make up for what's gone wrong. So if you've printed out the schedule, reprint it. It's different. It's quite different. But it's different in that there's less work. So you won't be frustrated by that, I'm sure. Having less work to do is usually like a positive. So please, for this week, if you're all caught up, if you're doing well in this class, just take a breather, take a little break. If you are not all caught up, take the week to make up some of that work and let me know what you did. Also, one last thing I forgot to say. On this new schedule, I don't always have something for you to complete before you come to class. You'll see, like, for example, in October, I have something for you to watch and read before class, but on some other days, like here later in the month, I don't have anything for you to complete before class. So just pay attention to each week. Like some weeks you may have something to do, but every week you have something due Wednesday night. So that is just a hard and fast rule for this class. Wednesday night, there's something due. So if it's Wednesday and you haven't done something for this class, get on CourseDen and see what's due, because that's your big due date for this course. So I hope this helps a lot of you. You don't have to explain to me why you didn't do the assignment in the first place. We don't have to apologize for that kind of thing. Now it's just the time to make it up if you want to. So I'm opening all that stuff up. Let me know if you have questions. And otherwise, I'm planning on being on campus Tuesday. So if you come to class, I'll see you then.